tremendously 1970s, wasn't it? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a game called Old Times, which I know very little about, except I think it is in an old PS1 style, and presumably has some scary villains in it, or just a scary
We're almost
job
done. Now you just need to sign this document.
I finished.
My life away.
Is the house mine now?
Ah, yes, I am.
Now it is all yours.
After the house was my property, I decided to stay there for a few days. These days would be used to organise the house and remember my childhood when I lived there with my late parents. Ah, I see. I'm inheriting the house. Right.
It's finally morning. It's time to go. I'll just get ready and then lock the house.
Yes, and by house it seems to be more of a shack.
It's a little cold in here. I better get things in the car quickly.
Yes, it's a little cold in here because the inn here that we're talking about is the world. But we shan't worry about that. I am a lanky gentleman. Alright, let's continue with the game. Pick up these many things, and I shall put them in my magically open
This whole
boot.
story reminds me of my childhood, when they were still alive.
Yes, that's sort of how aging works.
All finished.
Right.
Now I can go.
Am I going to the house that I've inherited, or have I just left the house that I've inherited? I don't know, there's some tremendous screen tearing going on. Driving off into the fog. On the way home, your gas starts to run out. With me, we've got Mrs. B here.
Shit,
There's no end
this
to
old
gas.
car consumes a lot of gas. I'll have to stop here.
Blimey. Oh goodness, no, I am still going. Alright. Fair enough, I'm not frightfully good at driving. I don't also only seem to be able to do forward and back. It's doing the side eye on its own.
Now I need to enter the store to unlock pump 3.
Here's some funky music. I like me a bit of funky music. Doesn't seem really 2002, but I don't really mind. Alright, do I have to go in and prepay? Seems to be what we learned from playing Fears to Fathom. What does this gentleman who's having a little sit on the floor have to say for himself?
Hey, you! Are you going to Peaceful Pines?
Why is
Yes.
his face so
How do you know?
flat?
This route is normally used for that. But have you heard about the killer that is lurking out there?
No,
face
I haven't heard
button
about him. It's been a long time since I've been there.
So listen to me well. At night, don't leave any windows or doors open. That's when it attacks.
Oh,
Okay.
like a mountain lion. Alright, fair enough.
This old man looks drunk or something.
He looks like someone's taken an eye into his face. Poor old soul. I don't claim to be the best looking man on the block, but I think I can at least put up some competition against him. Right, my goodness. Okay. What is that from? That's from a very old PlayStation horror game, isn't it? Like an old Resident Evil or Silent Hill or something similar? I don't know. Right, what is scary-faced shop assistant do
Can
we
you put
have
20
here?
bucks in pump 3?
Of course. And wait a minute. Are you going to Peaceful Pines?
Yes, and I know about the murderer.
Yes, I am.
I heard
Reach
there have been a
through
lot of
windows.
murders there recently. Be careful.
Well, I'll do
Now
that
you
then.
can fuel your car. Thank you, sir.
Thank you too.
Alright, it's quite alright. Unlike my ability to put capitals at the beginning of my sentences. But other than that, everything's going tremendously. And I buy some human fuel for the road. No, and just wander into things and I stick my head in the ice machine and cool myself off a little bit. I don't really know, but yes, here we go again. We are only opening the door of a shop.
This seems to be just an urban legend. I won't be afraid of it.
I'm not sure it requires quite the drama that this game is setting us up for, but I don't mind. Alright, let me use number 3 pump. Which one's number 3 pump? Is this number or am I just getting straight back in the car? I don't really know. Have to confess, I'm not very experienced with petrol stations. Not really my area of experience, but 1 hour later, how big is my bloody fuel tank if it takes me an hour to fill my car? It's very dark.
I'm finally back. I miss here a lot.
You've grown a lot in the last hour. You didn't fill up that much of the car previously.
Okay, I'll stop the car here. Let me see the situation of the house.
Right. Call me Mr. Lazybones, but I kind of stopped my car outside of my house, not, you know, on the other side of the frickin' woods. They're probably full of the aforementioned mountain lions. What does this say? Oh, interesting. That's a little generator. What does this say? Dominated if benign. I mean precisely, these illiterate vandals. If only they'd stayed in school and learned their English lessons, they might be able to frickin' spell. Oh good, there's a murderer!
The grass is really tall here.
Yes, I may need to purchase a lawnmower. Alright, let's see what we have in this, lovely little house, which seems to be much the same as the one I've just left, but never mind. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Any hidden keys under the potted plants? No, I suppose that would be too much of a stereotype.
It's locked.
Ah, no. Perhaps it's not too much of a stereotype.
Now that I remember, the key must be in a flower pot.
Oh, bloody hell. I've been doing this a while. Perhaps too long of a while. My goodness gracious me. Alright, job's a good one. You know, this is just a thought. I don't think that, you know, it's easy to get along with some estate agents, but the ones that refuse to even give you the key after you sign the documents, those are the worst of the ones. Right, there is another scary door. Oh my
The house is better than I imagined.
This
And
is
it
in
looks
a
like
bloody
there's no
tip.
power. I need to go outside and turn on the generator.
Right. And all of the mess in here. What kind of a house were you living in where you think that this, my friend, is an improvement? I don't know. I would, however, recommend that we find a jumper to put this man in. Because it's probably a little chilly by now. Right. Is the generator going to be at the back of the house? Or is the generator that which we saw by the little brick wall? I don't know. There's a fuel can and a broom. And a little stone table for sacrificing people on or something. I'm not wholly sure what that's for. Alright, can I run? Yes, I can, my goodness, I'm a most athletic sort. Tremendous. Let me return to the generator. I don't really know why you'd have your generator so far away from your house, but never mind.
I think it's out of fuel. The only way to get fuel is to get it from my car. For this, I will need a hose and a gallon.
A gallon? A gallon is a unit of measurement, not a synonym for a bucket, my friend. But by all means, you carry on with your strange parlance. I presume by a gallon you mean a jerry can. As in this. Possibly you don't mean this. What do we have here? Cut hose. Right, and how precisely am I going to suck it out of the fuel tank? Am I going to put the hose in the fuel tank, suck the fuel into my mouth, and then spit it into the generator? I'm sure that won't be in the slightest bit nauseating. Right, well, I don't know what this gallon is. Perhaps that's some sort of a pump thing that I'm going to find later, but let me see if I can use this pipe. Presumably I feed this into the fuel tank, which is on this side, presumably.
Something is missing.
Yes, a vague understanding of how the universe works. But that's alright, don't worry. That's quite normal in my life. Right, so I need to find another item. I have a nail. Baldy's what it is. Well, perhaps we'll find it. Can I go back indoors? Yes, I can. Perhaps there is a utility cupboard in which we can find many interesting and useful items. I don't know. There probably is no door there actually, because of course there we saw the wall from the outside, didn't we? Is that a piece of paper? Ah, from Mother. Dear son, Mother had to take Dad to the hospital urgently. Why does Mother speak about herself in the third person? We don't know the answer to these questions. He started to feel sick and started saying he had lost the meaning of life. I didn't understand very well. It seems that staying here for a long time without contact with the outside world can be harmful. Yes, there haven't been any psychological studies about solitary confinement that say that putting people in a box and not letting them out is a really frickin' bad idea. Right, what else do we have here? An old pot.
It's not a gallon, but it works.
Okay. I still think the jerry can out the arse end of the building would have been perfectly acceptable, but never mind. Just means I'll never get the smell of fossil fuels out of my fajitas or whatever the hell it is that reasonable people cook on the oven. I have absolutely no idea. I know I'm discussing supper, but if you'd be so kind as to wait 5 minutes for me to finish, and then I'll feed you, that would make everything's life a lot better. Thank you. Right, interlude was concluded. Why is my petrol green? That's very mysterious. Also, it's very good fortune that the car and the
Okay, looks like it worked.
generator run on exactly the same fuel. I'd expect a generator to
Now
run
I
on
can take my
diesel.
bags home.
Yes, right, okay. I still think we'll drive the car further away, but never mind. Alright. Let's get the bags out with the jumpers in so that we can warm up a tad. I haven't seen any other creeping people in the forest, but I'm sure they'll come back later.
I'm very tired for today. Now I'm just going to prepare the bed and sleep.
Yes, and tomorrow we can get the broom out. Day 2.
It's great to sleep here and then wake up with the birds. Unfortunately, it won't last that long. After all, I'm going to have to clean this entire house. But where will I find a broom?
Right, we'll deal with that in a moment. I must ask, and I don't wish to judge you, sir of orange shirts, but why exactly were you hooking up with Spider-Man, as seems to be indicative by the clothing outside your bed? Anyway, moving very, very swiftly on from that, from the terrible touch on my neck, I think there might have been a broom round back by that jerry can. Yes, you know, the drama of these doors really begins to pall after you've done it about 12 times. My goodness, got lucky with some beautiful weather, haven't we? Guessing that little white rhombus in the back is my car's windscreen. Right, here is a broom, which I'm sure will be frightfully clean, given that it's been left outside
This seems to
and
work.
rained on all day.
Now I can start cleaning the house.
This seems to work. Yes, because brooms are famous for having so many moving parts and being frightfully unreliable and malfunctioning constantly. It's a broom, not a computer. Goodness sake. The only way a broom doesn't work is if it's broken. Right, let's do much brooming. As Basil Brush once said. Broom, broom. Right, let's do much tidying. Oh yes, stand the little table up as well. Lovely. More tidying. We want our little black boxes there, possibly another radio, so I can listen to some more funky-licious tunes. Well, this is all looking really rather pleasant, actually. Let's have a look through these other doors and see what other rooms we can find. Presumably there'll be a bathroom, and yes, the kitchen, and the bedroom again. Although saying that, I do find it slightly strange that I have this chair here, so that random intruders may sit and watch me sleep, but I didn't think to splash it out for, you know, a bed frame, so that I could sleep above all of the rats scurrying across my floorboards. Right. I don't claim to know very much about interior design, but I do think that bed frames are vaguely important. Again with this. Right. Ah, that's not pleasant. I am very glad that that went away very quickly. Right. Well, I like the sort of the open plan shower. Right, that's lovely. I don't like the fact that there doesn't seem to be a drain. but I'm sure that won't matter in the slightest, and I can just flood my house every morning. I'm sure that will not invalidate my home insurance immediately. What do we have in here then? Ah, the bedroom. So I just chose to bunk down in the sitting room. Right. Maybe I didn't want to sleep in the bed that my parents used to shag in.
I finished. Now I need to take all this rubbish to the nearest dumpster.
That is very reasonable. I really don't know what this sort of biblical painting, which seems to have been painted not with a brush, with half a potato, is doing here. But leaving that to one side, I don't remember seeing any bins. Unless one of the things around the back of the house was a bin. I'm not quite sure what they were. I also find it slightly, I just find this face slightly disturbing. No, I find it slightly annoying how the character is always facing the door when you come through a door rather than facing outwards, which seems a little strange. Never mind. Where is the bin? I do not know the answer to this question, and I can't seem to find any bins. I fuel my generator off bin rubbish. Oh, hang on. Ah, my restraining order has been lifted, and now I may walk further through the world. Lovely stuff. It's more dramatic. Ah, yes! Right, I mean, they do say that you need to work exercise into your day wherever you can, and for the most part, I approve of that. Creepy noises. But keeping your bin 16 nautical miles away from your home just seems daft. Right. Let's put that in there. And I can ask what the hell this funny little red thing is. It has pixels? Missing, George, 21 years old, 5'5". Any information, call a number which is stained. This person must have been a victim of the killer. Yes, because nobody ever went missing who didn't get murdered by a serial killer, apart from a fair proportion of all the people who've ever gone missing in the history of forever. Right. Never mind. I'll stop being facetious for 3 seconds and I'll get on with playing the game, shall I? Can I go further up the other end of the road or not? No, I cannot. The restraining order has only been lifted in a southerly direction, not in a northerly one. Right. Everything seems to be fine. At least we've got a satellite on the roof so that we can watch some television afterwards. I'm sure that will dull the pain of being murdered. Right, what's next on the agenda of fun? Have some food, perhaps? No. Have some, I'll read the note again, that's not going to serve much of a... Ring somebody on the phone. No. Listen to the radio. Sit down. Oh, what's this? It is... Is that another heap of rubbish? Oh, for goodness sake. Again!
Hey, calm down. Why come on like this?
I'm sorry, I noticed movement in this area, so I decided to check it out.
What are you, a
I wanted
shark?
to ask you, are you new here?
Not really. I've lived here for a few years.
I understand, but without wanting to be curious, did you come here alone?
Yes?
No, I came in with an army
Here it
of
is
people
very
who will beat
dangerous
you up if
recently.
you're mean to me.
I heard about the killer.
Exactly. He's killing random people out there.
Why haven't
Normally
you left?
defenseless people.
Well,
It
they
was
are
just that.
easier.
Stay alert.
Would it be cool of me to say this sounds like a text-to-speech program rather
Okay,
than a
that was
voice
really
actor?
weird.
Yes, it was. And the fact that my ability to withstand the old-fashioned jump scare has diminished so is slightly humiliating. That was the rather obvious place to put one, given that it was asking you to do a task that you knew exactly how to do and exactly where to go. So it was where I should have felt most at ease. Never mind any of that.
I almost forgot. I have to remove these graffitis from this wall. I think a bucket of water and a broom will be enough.
Yes, because if paint could be removed from brick with the use of water, then graffiti would go when it rains. But it doesn't. Shan't worry about that. Right, I think my broom is still inside. So let me see if I can perhaps fill my "it's not a gallon" from the sink and collect my broom as well. Can I fill my bucket at the sink? Perhaps yes, perhaps no. I don't really know where my bucket is, if I'm quite frank with you. So what's this thing on the floor?
Was this here before? Looks like that police officer dropped it.
Oh, you mean that creepy man who only tracks movements? Right. I didn't realise you could escape from the police if you just stood still. You know, that's where all these bank robbers have been going wrong all these years. They shouldn't have been having getaway cars. They should have been having sitting still cars. Right, perhaps I need to go to the bathroom in order to fill my bucket. I don't know. Can I fill my bucket in the sink or in the shower, perhaps? No? No? Alright, fair enough. I don't know where my bucket is. Unless I left the bucket... Might I have left the bucket at the other end of the driveway? This slow door animation is really starting to pall. Yes, perhaps I left the bucket by the generator. Which means it's going to be full of oil. I scrub? No, I scrubbed from behind. Something definitely came up. Oh, I did leave my bucket here. Right. That was the daft bit. Right. Let me return home and see if I can actually hold down the shift key. My goodness. This keyboard is almost as knackered and unreliable as this man thinks his broom is. Right, let me see if I can fill this in the sink. Huzzah! Got a bucket of water. I can finally mend up that little bit of wall, which will be very effective in keeping out all of the villains and burglars, assuming that they only approach from a very specific azimuth and do not deviate in the slightest. Right. Let's do some scrubbing.
Okay, now I better take a break to eat.
Huzzah.
I brought some snacks in my bag.
The green bit was the name of the ass. I don't wish to appear like some sort of posh person, but, you know, most of the people around here get a little bit of slate or something and then have the name of their house engraved on it, rather than, you know, just scrawling in mint sauce on a bit of wall. But hey-ho, you do you. I'm not here to judge, just here to be daft playing a video game and get shouted at by a small cat. Right, what unhealthy goodies have I brought with me for eating? I do not know. Can I have a sit? Can I have a sit at the table, perhaps? Oh, I should be sophisticated and sit at the dinner table. Oh, this is nice. Later the same day. What happened later the same day?
I'm very bored. Does this TV work?
I'm so glad to see yet another city slicker coming to have a holiday in the countryside and getting bored after 3 minutes. Right.
It seems not. So all I can do is sleep now.
I like his degree of determination. I like how he tries something for 3 minutes and then gives up. Right. Just have a little snooze. It was a very important segment of day. I'm very glad we got to experience that. Hark! 'Tis the postman.
Shit. Who is the idiot knocking on the door these hours?
At this hour, I think you mean.
I'll have to get out of bed to check.
Yes. Don't really know why you don't have any pajamas, but we shan't worry about that. Alright, perhaps it is the policeman who has returned to tell me that there is a murderer on the loose. It's a really daft idea to open this door, isn't it? Perhaps it was the Verizon man who came to fix my television reception. But quite. I appear to have
Okay,
been murdered.
let's stop playing. That really hurt me. Where are the cameras? And what place is this?
Okay, A, that was supposed to happen, and B, his nonchalance is amazing.
Guys, it looks like you made a new friend tonight. It is not.
Is it? What is up with you? What, right, okay. My goodness. Could have done with one or two voice actors. Right, okay, well, that was an interesting experience, wasn't it? That was a strange game. Oh no, let's not do this again. Let's go back to a vaguely quiet bit and then we can have a few thoughts, shall we? Right. Okay. My goodness. I thought there was going to be more to the game at that point. And I was slightly confused why it seemingly moved me into a first-person perspective when otherwise it had been well, not third person, but a fixed camera observer's perspective. Dear, oh dear, oh dear, please forgive me. I had my supper just before this, which was a bit of a daft idea, but I was really rather hungry. Yeah, it's a good little game. It builds itself up quite nicely. It has one or two subtle spooks, and then a couple of slightly more substantial ones. I'm slightly curious to know if you go out the door at that point, can you just run away if you instantly turn around and run very fast, and if it's possible to get away from him. I don't know if it might have multiple endings or not, but no, it's good. It's cute. It's crying out for a couple of voice actors, or at least a text-to-speech program which understands that there is more than one octave a voice can take. Other than that, everything is going really rather spiffingly. So that's good. That was a good little game. I enjoyed that. I'm so tired. Had to work overtime again. I think my boss just doesn't like me. At least I go visit my grandma now. She asked me if I want some tea. I cannot say no to an offer like that. What a nice old grandma. Right then, so good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a game called At the Wrong Place, I think, which is a literal horror game, which uses these sort of fixed camera angles, as popular as they are, and I seem to have arrived at my grandma's house. Let's go and say hello to the dog, presumably, or whatever else it is that we keep in this garden. I don't know, it's all very quiet thus far, so I feel a little awkward. Particularly since the last game I played was very loud, so it seems very out of character for me to suddenly become so quiet. Can I go into the shed? Oh, goodness, there are many things in the shed. There is a key. There are multiple keys, apparently. There's a big old spade. There's a big hammer. And a big pair of scissors. Presumably been doing a bit of DIY. Alright then, is there anything around the back of the shed? Anything of interest or spooks? Presumably not, no, but now I've gone off screen, which is a really dangerous thing to do in a fixed camera angle game, because you often can't make your way back. Alright then, never mind any of that. Is that key necessary for getting inside of the house? Don't think I can interact with this back door here, but that's just a symptom of her generation that she's not into such things. But never mind. Let's move swiftly on and away from that absolutely horrendous comment, and we'll go through the front door instead, like some sort of proper person. Would you go through the proper door? Enter Grandma's house. Yes, please. Seriously, is that right? Grandma. That's a new term of endearment. Where could she be? Maybe she's asleep. It is the middle of the night, after all. Can I call anyone on the phone? I don't believe so, no. Okay, let's go through some of these other doors and see what else we can find. We can find a little kitchen where perhaps we will be making tea later. When you say kitchen, this is another one of these games that uses this kind of blocky textures, I suppose, but it has really, really overly detailed faces, which always freak me out a bit, but never mind. Yes, I'm curious, when you say tea, do you mean a cup of tea, or do you mean, like, dinner, when you say tea? There's a distinct difference between those two things. Can I watch some television? Can I read some books? That my grandmother doesn't seem to be very good at ordering, and also seems to have them the wrong way round. Oh, no. I thought the strips of white were like the pages around like coloured covers, but I've realised they're actually clearly VHS tapes, and those little white strips are labels. I do apologise. Right then, can I open this cabinet or anything? No, presumably not. What do we have through here? We have more rooms. My grandmother must be quite wealthy if she can afford all of this space. Do I need to engage in hygienal tasks? It would seem the answer to that question is no. Alright. Let's, I was going to say let's go this way. Let's not, because there's apparently an invisible barrier over there. Let's go upstairs instead and invade my grandmother's bedroom in the middle of the night in order to see if she is here and still offering me some tea. Hello? This presumably isn't my grandmother's bedroom. Presumably this is the guest room, perhaps, where we can go to Narnia if we're going to reuse the same joke for about the 50th time this year. Alright, where's the master bedroom? Or possibly the mistress bedroom, possibly, given the matriarchal ownership of the house. Hello? Where is grandmother? Oh, there is grandmother. Hello, grandmother. Hello? Grandmother, you devil bag. Top. What? Do you mean tap? Because that's spelled with an A, not no. Never mind. Good afternoon. How are you today? Oh, it's you. You scared me. Why are you screaming? Sorry, I can't hear you. I forgot my hearing aids in the bathroom downstairs. Could you bring them for me? Oh, that's right. You can't hear me. Points thumbs up. I was kind of ahead of you on that one, though, but never mind. Giddy. Oh, let's get the hell out of this crazy place. Okay, right. She doesn't really seem to be old enough to be my grandmother. She looks more like, she looks more sort of mother age than grandmother age, but, I guess that's the wonders of modern skincare or whatever. I don't know. Is that what this thing on the table here is? Yes, you pick up hearing aids, indeed. Okay, I do find it a little odd that you'd take them off. Surely, like, you'd have them on all the time, right? Like, I have the visual equivalent of her problem, and I keep these on all the time, so, you know. What do I know? I don't know nothing. Oh no, she has been murdered! How inconvenient! I shall have to go to McDonald's for my tea. Indeed, what happened? I think a murder, probably. This can't be real. Need to call the police with the phone downstairs. Alright, I shall go do that. As soon as I go rummaging through her cupboard in order to see what sort of secrets she had. Maybe she had a will I can rewrite to make sure that I inherit everything. Or possibly not. I don't know. In fact, to be honest, I'm probably going to inherit just a prison sentence, given the fact that I'm the only person whose footprints are in the blood. But never mind. Let's call the police and see if they can assist us in this little particular situation. Is that the police? I don't know what happened. I found my grandmother on the floor. Everywhere is blood, and I don't think this game was written in English. I don't mind, but still. Hello, is anybody there? Beep. What? Seems like the police are swearing at me down the phone, but somebody's censoring them. Alright, this is strange. What was that? I should check it out. I don't know, I didn't hear anything. Did it come from outside? Can I go outside? No, okay, so it must still be, must be in the house somewhere. Hello, there's nobody here in the dining room. Nobody cooking anything. Anybody hiding in the bathroom? Having a bath, perhaps? Does the murderer wish to wash all of the blood off them? Wash all the blood and sweat and tears off them after getting very sweaty from murdering somebody? Possibly, probably not, now that I think about it. Alright. Doesn't seem like there's anybody anywhere. Perhaps they're in the spare bedroom. They would not seem to be, no. For there would seem to be nothing here. Alright. Let's, was it the body, maybe? Did the body, did something happen to the body? Where did the blood go? Oh, hello again. I seem to be hallucinating somewhat terrible. Hello? Do you have my hearing aids? What is going on? I saw you dead. What? I can't hear you. Yes, just give them to her, for crying out loud. Here. Have them and stop yelling at me. I'm going to put them in and then we can eat. Oh, you did mean tea. You didn't mean tea. Oh, alright then. I'm glad we got this tea dilemma sorted out. Thank you for staying. Thank you for stop shouting. It's been pretty boring since your grandpa died. No problem. But you seem different. Is something wrong? No, everything is fine. Okay, if you say so. But I've got to go now. I'm already getting late. Oh, already? But for... oh, hard-working grandson like you, it's okay. Okay, grandmother, goodbye. Have a nice day and don't get murdered. Which would be a pretty weird thing to say to a mother now that I realise. I've already called. Then why is it still green? Why is it still green like it's glowing with the power of an energy crystal? I don't know. Leave the house, I suppose. Not much else to do this afternoon, is there? Here. Okay, let me see. Can I get in the car and go? Or can I go in the shed, perhaps? It's locked. Do I have a key of any kind? Like an inventory or anything? Pressing tab and I don't seem to be doing anything, so I assume that's the question is no. Drive home, I suppose. It would seem that I'm so tired from overworking that I'm hallucinating the murder of my relatives. This can't be real. My engine died in the middle of nowhere. I should follow the road and hope I find some help. Oh, alright. Which way is the car facing? Exactly? Oh, I think it is this way. That's good. It's a little difficult to tell sometimes with these sort of boxy cars that look like a piece of cheese. A path. Maybe I can find someone there who could help me. What path? You mean here to the left? I apologise if it's impossible for you to see anything. It's basically just bad for me. But let's go for a little scamper, get a bit of exercise in, get a few steps in. If I spend all day at my desk sitting down, I probably don't get many of those in. So, a house, indeed. It seems abandoned. Maybe I could find something in there to fix my car, or at least just some shelter for the night. We shall have to get inside and see. It's very quiet. For a slasher, this is, or at least what I presume is a slasher. In terms of like its theme, it does seem very, very quiet. What is this stink? It is terrible. This home really empty. Would be great for a secret party. Kitty, I still need to find something to fix my car. Alright then. Aren't you a bit old for secret parties, mate? I mean, come on, you're not a college student for crying out loud. Even though college students do tend to be the standard characters in your sort of slashery type thing. But, we shall see. There's much more detritus on the floor, but not a great deal else. What about in here, rather than a fallen off door? This room seems somewhat clean. Is that a computer? It's still running. I guess a look wouldn't hurt. I mean, it probably will, if it's something particularly dramatic, but alright. Let's see what we can find. What can we find on the computer? We can find some text documents and a computer program. Can I open these? Hey Eric, I've installed the world on your computer. This will be our only communication spot outside our real spot. We've made some changes, so don't be scared. Be careful that no one else gets to this computer. Always turn it off and never let anyone else in the house. Signed, The Cult. Subtle. Really frickin' subtle. What is the world? Welcome to the world. A world where you can chat anonymously while also having a world to walk around. Oh. It's like some sort of weird VR world. Seems a bit advanced for the era, but alright. You can only see messages when somebody is near you to stimulate a real conversation. If you want to buy a server, you can buy it from the website. There's no need to install any software to secure your identity because there is no way that someone could track you through the world. There is also no way to close the game normally because of security reasons. So basically you only have some sort of error. Have fun on your own as well. Alright then. Go on then. Let's just play that game. Oh, we're playing a game in the game. I apologise if the box is so small. Normally when anything plays in a windowed version, I'll still blow it up for full screen for you, but there's not a heck of a lot I can do about that at the moment. But, this is a bit creepy. I mean, most of the ideas are like a metaverse or a second life or whatever you want to call it. They were all a bit creepy, quite frankly, but the creepy music isn't really helping. Why are a cult involved in this social media venture? Hi, friend. How are you today? Do you like a kiss? I talk to have conversations. Eric, I thought you weren't home. I mean, I came home. It was raining. Probably. Wait a minute. You ain't Eric. Indeed. You are correct, even if not with your grammar. Oh no, I get it. Are you going to come murder me? This is a very bad decision to enter this house. Oh dear. Well, I don't care, the computer can break, I don't care, it's not my computer. I don't care, my computer's fine, mate. I don't care. This kind of freaks me out. I think I should go back to my car, and the mouse is on the screen, sorry about that. I don't think that was there before. I should try to leave the mouse alone so that it doesn't get in your way. I apologise. Let me see if I can find anything else around the house, like using my car, because presumably I do still need to get the car working. Oh, kitty on my ear! My ear! Oh, that's better. Kitty. Okay, I suppose we're leaving now. I suppose we're not looking for any car component? Okay, fair enough. Leave the house? Yes, please. Well, nobody's immediately pounced on me to murder me, and the mouse has disappeared off the screen, which is nice. Can I go around, like, the back of the house? No? Can I come around the side? Not really, no. I can just sort of wander off the screen aimlessly. Yes. Right, okay then. I suppose I'd best return to my car if I can get past these bloody invisible barriers. So I'm guessing... Oh gosh. Oh goodness. Somebody with the face of a blow-up doll has come to assault me. I always had a hard life. This font does not make clear distinctions between A's and O's. My parents were always poor. I was still happy with the things I had. But on this day, everything changed. Oh, that was just a dream? Oh, no. This is the dream because we're a child person. I'm thirsty. I want some water. Alright, fair enough. Goodness, that reminds me of a period in the channel's life where we found loads of little games that went up in the midweek spot of getting up in the night to obtain the sustenance. I recall that vividly. Oh goodness, there is a demon person over here. Hello, demon person. Do you have a glass of water I could borrow? Why is Mom laying on the floor? What happened? I'm sorry, son. I really didn't want to do that. Oh no, I'm going to get murdered. Probably. Oh goodness, I wasn't murdered. I was just put in a box. A big box. Oh, goodness, that is that. Okay. I actually rather like that. You know, it was relatively simple, but it had a nice little slow burn, so it didn't immediately. Well, I suppose it did kind of immediately throw you into the horror in the sense that it had the hallucination of the grandmother dying, which I feel like needs a bit more explanation, even if it is just a bit of dialogue saying something like, "Wow, I must be really tired if I'm hallucinating," or something like that. But yeah, I rather like that. It's sort of cute and a little bit fun. The only thing it really seems to be lacking is a bit of sound design. It has sound sometimes, but it needs to have some sort of sound all of the time for the sake of like the atmosphere or something. So that's probably the only thing I would actually criticise about it. But I always like these sort of things that are based on the old slasher flicks with you know, with a sort of low budget and a bit rubbish, but they involve lots of people dying, so you know, that's nice. Nice for a bit of catharsis once you've just come home from another overtime shift with your annoying boss. So you know, that's nice. So yes, I rather enjoyed that. You did as well. So thank you very much. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing in my life, but don't worry about it. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.